Hey guys, my name is Ken and I'm back with another video and this is Can We Talk? This video is the preliminary hearing of Naziyah Harris and this one is about the expert forensic. He speaks out on the case. So let's get started and see what's going on with this.
Reyes, R-A-Y-E-S.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
How you doing?
Okay. Why don't you start coming into the witness box? Are you ready, Mr. Mickey?
Thank you, Judge. You state your name for the record,
My name is Omar Reyes.
and what do you do for a living, sir?
I am currently the interim deputy chief medical examiner for Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office.
And how long have you worked at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office?
About 6 years.
And what is your role at that office?
I perform autopsies to determine the cause and manner of death.
And do you have certain education that allows you to do that job?
Yes,
And can you tell us about that education?
I'm a physician by occupation and forensic pathology by specialty. I attended medical school at Damascus University in Syria. After that, I moved to the US where I did my residency training in anatomic and clinical pathology at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. Following that, I did a fellowship in forensic pathology at the Medical College of Wisconsin and passed the board examination in anatomic, clinical, and forensic pathology.
And is that two separate board certifications?
Yes.
Okay, can you just separate those out?
Yes, so I passed the board examination for anatomic and clinical pathology and the board examination for forensic pathology. So I'm certified in both.
And then is that while you were working at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office?
No, before.
Okay, and then you started working there?
Yes.
And for the last 6 years, has it been your primary role or one of your main roles is to perform autopsies?
Yes.
And are you currently practiced or licensed to practice medicine in the state of Michigan?
Yes.
And have you testified as an expert in this field before?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I would move to qualify Dr. Reyes as an expert in forensic, anatomical, and clinical pathology.
Your Honor, I'm actually going to object. I don't see the relevance of Dr. Reyes' testimony in this matter. We haven't heard anything that he's performed an autopsy. That would be the matter of his expertise.
Judge, I believe that as an offer of proof, Dr. Reyes is going to testify to a review of Naziyah's medical records that he was provided and his opinion as to those records. I can ask him if record review is something that he does as part of his job on a regular basis.
If you could.
Yeah. Doctor, in terms of performing autopsies and coming to your conclusions as to cause and manner, do you regularly review medical records associated with the decedent?
Yes, I do.
And is that something that can inform your opinion as to a cause and manner of death?
Yes.
And do you rely on those records in various cases?
Yes.
And were you asked to review medical records in this case?
Yes.
You did not perform an autopsy in this case, though,
No.
correct? I would renew my qualification for Dr. Reyes, Judge.
I would be curious to know what was the date on the medical records that he reviewed for any relevance of the medical records to this matter.
Well, I think it is relevant because we provide offer proof as to why the witness is on stand regarding medical records.
I guess I can object when we get to that.
Right, we
Understood.
object or on cross. So yes.
Thank you, Judge. And Judge, at this time, too, I should have done this before I called them, I would move to admit people's proposed 18, which are the medical records from July 2014 to October of 2023 for Naziyah Harris.
And at this time, I'm going to object to the admission of these records as irrelevant. They're through October 2023. The date of disappearance of Naziyah Harris was January 2024. That's a 4-month period. I don't see how these are relevant to what might have happened in those 4 months. certainly not relevant to what may have happened on January the 9th.
And Judge, I think the defense's objection as to relevancy goes to the weight that this court can give those or not give those records, not the admissibility of those records, because while it doesn't encompass straight up to the January 9th, it does encompass a several year period for her where, as again, an offer of proof, the doctor is going to say there was nothing life-threatening that he saw in these records.
I would agree. Overruled. I would admit that's People's Exhibit 18.
18, Judge, thank you. And may I approach, Judge?
Yes.
Approaching with what's now been admitted as People's 18. Doctor, do you recognize that document?
Yes, I do.
And are those the records that you reviewed to come to a conclusion in this case as to the review of those records?
Yes.
And did you ultimately write a report as to your conclusions on your review of those records?
Yes.
May I approach this?
Yes.
I'm approaching with what's been marked as People's Proposed 42. Do you recognize that document that I handed you, a Proposed 42, Doctor?
Yes.
And is that your report that you wrote after you reviewed the records in Exhibit 18?
Yes.
What's the exhibit number on that document?
Exhibit 42.
It says one. And at this time, Judge, I would move to admit People's Proposed 42.
And I'm objecting to this, Your Honor, specifically to the last paragraph in this letter. It assumes facts, not an evidence, where it says the cause of death remains unknown. There's not evidence of a death at this point. In terms of MRE 703, I don't believe that they'd be admissible pursuant to any expert testimony, because the expert testimony has to rely on facts in our data and evidence, and we don't have that. It's not, as far as I understand, Dr. Ray's job to declare death, and we don't have a declaration of death. We've seen no government, paperwork from any government agency making that declaration.
And Judge, I don't think that's required for the doctor to opine as to his opinions as to the medical records that he reviewed in this case. His qualifications allow him to do that. Those medical records are what he's talking about. Those medical records are admitted into evidence at this point, and the underlying data that he relied on is there, so that does comport with MRE 703 related to expert witnesses and opinions.
And of course, it's a little difficult because I don't see Exhibit 42, what the contents are. You're just speaking to the last paragraph?
The last paragraph, which assumes the fact that I don't believe has been placed in evidence and is beyond the ken of Dr. Ray's expertise in this matter.
It mentions the cause of death?
Correct.
It says that the cause of death remains unknown, which
At this moment, what I'm trying to understand is, to me, it seemed like the defendant is trying to say that the expert testimony is not valid because there's no body, and so he cannot actually give a cause of death. To me, I'm not sure if that's what they're saying, but to me, that's what it seems like.
Judge, obviously, Ms. Quick is getting to one of the main issues in this case and one of the big questions in this case that I anticipate is going to be a defense argument. And we will have that argument at some point, but for the purposes of this testimony, the data that Dr. Ray has relied on is in evidence. And certainly this court can take that document in the proposed exhibit for what it says and give it the appropriate weight.
I will give it the appropriate weight. We all know that that's one of the big issues here in this case. So I will admit it with your objection of it.
Thank you, Judge.
That'll be Exhibit 42.
Thank you, Judge. And Doctor, were you requested to do this medical record review by a certain agency?
Yes.
And who requested that?
Wayne County Prosecutor Office.
Okay, and after you reviewed those records, you wrote that report. Can you read the last paragraph of that report?
Yes. The last paragraph states, as we do not have Naziyah's body available for examination, the cause of death remains unknown. Her medical history reveals no life-threatening conditions, and her vaccinations were up to date.
And based on the records that you reviewed in that time period, did you see anything in there that would have caused Naziyah to die naturally?
No.
I have nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
I just have one, I just want to make sure I have the dates correct. You stated the medical records are from January 14th, 2023.
January 2014 to October of 23.
It's July 2014.
July 23, I'm sorry. It is contained in that exhibit. The
Okay,
dates.
can you just publish it?
Permission to publish.
Thank you.
Very much, Commissioner.
Thank you. Trust?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's.
Good morning, Dr. Reyes.
Good morning.
So just to be clear, you are not Naziyah Harris's treating physician.
No.
So you don't have any knowledge, no personal knowledge of Naziyah Harris.
No.
Or any medical issues that she may or may not have had.
No.
Your role in this case was only to review medical records that were supplied to you.
Correct.
Your actual job is to perform autopsies, correct?
Correct.
Also, and an autopsy is examining a person who is deceased, right?
Yes.
And determining a manner or cause of death.
Yes.
You can also interpret toxicology
Correct.
and lab results,
Yes.
that kind of thing. Is it your job to declare somebody as deceased? Typically?
Typically, I am the pronouncing doctor when we respond to a death on a scene.
Okay, so if you were to go and view something yourself
Yes.
and have personal knowledge of the circumstances surrounding the incident.
Correct.
So if you don't have a body, you can't really opine as to whether a person is in fact deceased, fair to say?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you testified that you wrote a letter to the prosecutor in this case.
Yes.
And in that letter, well, what did you review in preparation of writing that letter?
I view medical records that were provided by the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office.
And those are just the medical records that that you have been referring to.
Yes.
And is that all that you have reviewed?
Yes.
Do you have any other personal knowledge of the circumstances of this case?
No.
Okay. I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Any redirect?
Nothing, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. You're all set. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, guys, there was nothing much that the prison expert said. So I guess that's all with this video, and I'll catch you back in a minute.